What is up, YouTube? This is Piccolo the Blackian, and I'm handing out red pills like senzu beans. And I'm here with a video on cheating, quote unquote. So anyway, ever since I was about a kid, there was always this misconception on cheating, and they would always compare it to adultery, which I later found out is not the same thing. So it planted a seed in my head. So a seed was planted in my head by other YouTubers, and it kind of led me to do my own research on adultery in the Bible. So I read the book of Deuteronomy and Leviticus, and found out that adultery means the actual terminology for adultery is when a man sleeps with another man's wife, or when a woman sleeps with a man that's not her husband. So I did further research and look at the notable figures in the Bible, such as Abraham, Gideon, King Saul, David, Solomon, Rehoboam, etc. And God had no problem with them juggling women. The fucking deception. So basically what I'm saying is the church has been lying to me for years. Like Stephen A. Smith would say, "This is blasphemy. How could they make these statements? This is acid 9, acid 10, acid 11. Anyway, what I'm basically trying to say is that a man can have more than one broad. And not only a man can have more than one broad, but they are capable of having more than one broad. Women can't do that shit. I mean, sure, they could play the harlot, but how would the selling down aspect work? Like, okay, let's say a woman has two men, which most women have nowadays anyway, but besides the point, and wants to start a family. Like, how would she manage to start a family? Because she can only get pregnant by one dude at a time, one dick at a time. Like, you can't mix baby maker together and expect a combination of both y'all babies. Like, you have to make a decision. A decision has to be made. So you would have to, pick one of the two guys. Or three guys. Who knows? And I doubt guys are gonna, take turn blasting baby maker and trying to get this woman pregnant. But then again, you can never really underestimate the heart of a simp. Basically, men are incapable of cheating, quote unquote. Cheating is basically this European concept to try to control the population. And if you want to control the population, you must control the ability to reproduce. So they try to promote one man, one woman, etc. That nonsense. But the Lord said to be fruitful and multiply, not add, but multiply. And anyone with a third grade level math knows the difference between the two operations. And besides, if a man had more than one woman, you think these hoes would be acting up? No, I don't think so. I mean, if your girl was giving you problems, right, and she wants to suddenly ration the pussy and not give you some, I mean, that's fine, because luckily a man can have more than one woman. You can just get you some new pussy. And besides, it seems like women are more turned on when you're in a relationship. It's like they like the idea of making you so-called cheat, quote unquote. So yeah, basically get you a new broad and get you some new pussy. And like Chris Rock said, new pussy fix everything. Anyway, recently I was speaking to an acquaintance of mine, a female acquaintance of mine, not too long ago, and she was telling me how her friend's boyfriend was cheating, quote unquote. So at that point, I already lost interest of what she already had to say, but I figured I'm gonna let her vent anyway. So she basically goes on a tangent talking about how men are this, men are that, men are dogs, men are pigs, basically calling us all kinds of animal, yak, yak, yak. And you know, I felt niggas ain't shit coming my way. I felt that rhetoric coming my way. So I just stopped her in her tracks and I said, listen, man can have more than one woman. And she gasped at me. I mean, her reaction was sort of expected. And she asked me, how could you say that? And I'm like, because it's the truth. Men are biologically meant to inseminate more than one woman. So then she tries to use the cater to my feelings. She tries to push the feelings angle. She's like, well, how would you feel if your girlfriend was cheating on you? I mean, shit, I'd be upset, but, you know, I cut my losses and keep it moving. Besides, men and women cheat differently. It's more fucked up when a woman cheats. And women usually take men back after cheating on them. There is multiple occasions. Men, no. Men, you're not gonna hear about a lot of cases of men taking their women back for having someone else drop some dick inside of them. So yeah. So then she also asked me, well, if that's the case, what about women having more than one man? And I asked her, bitch, how the hell would that work? Well, they could just do it like men do it. I'm like, no. Men and women don't have the same capabilities. I mean, sure, she could play the harlot, the hoe, the strumpet, whatever, but like, have a family with both men? That's practically impossible. Men aren't that patient. So then we go back and forth, and then it got to the point where it just basically got pointless to argue with the women. But anyway, I just wanted to inform you that men are incapable of cheating, quote unquote. They're just trying to hold men back. So leave a comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be expecting more content from me in the future. Peace.